Hi, everyone. Welcome in, and thank you for joining me today. Hope you guys are doing well this Thursday. So, today we're going to take a look at Microsoft stock. So, Microsoft stock is having an amazing day today. It's up 10%. So, we're going to see what's going on with Microsoft stock today. So we're going to break it down into three sections. Number one, we're going to take a look at some news articles about the quarter one earnings report. Number two, we're going to take a look at the chart for Microsoft stock. And number three, we're going to take a look at some price targets, what analysts think the stock will be worth in 12 months. And I will also be sharing my opinion about the stock. So, very good stuff to talk about today. Before we do jump into that, I would like to mention that on my YouTube channel, I create content about money, sports, and personal topics with the goal of bringing value to other people's lives. So if you guys find value in the videos that I create, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so that I can continue making this content. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's see what Microsoft stock is up to today. So they got the stock symbol up here for us already, MSFT. Oh, wow. So Microsoft stock is trading at $433.41. It's up over $38 and it's up around 10% today. So the stock is having an amazing day today. So it looks like they had a very good earnings report. So let's see if we can find some good news articles that talk about the earnings report. All right, let's take a look at this CNBC article right here. Microsoft shares jump 9% on earnings and revenue beat, uplifting forecast. So some key points here. Microsoft delivered better than expected results on the top and bottom lines. The company's Azure cloud business exceeded analysts' estimates, and Wall Street will be focused on the company's upcoming earnings call for a sense of how President Trump's tariffs are impacting the business. And we see the CEO of Microsoft here, Satya Nadella. All right, Microsoft shares rose about 9% in extended trading on Wednesday after the company reported better than expected quarter results. So earnings per share came in at $3.46 versus $3.22 expected. So they beat on the bottom line there. On revenue, on the top line, they reported $70.07 billion versus $68.42 billion expected. So very, very good beats both on the bottom line and top line for Microsoft. All right, Microsoft called for revenue in the range of $73.15 billion to $74.25 billion. And that was higher than analyst estimates of $72.26 billion. The company sees 34% to 35% growth in Azure. All right, so Microsoft had a very, very good quarter. Microsoft continued to invest heavily in AI infrastructure during the quarter. Let's take a look at this chart a little bit here. Microsoft products and services growth. So we can see all the different business segments here, and on the right, it shows how much they grew. So, and this is going off of fiscal quarter, which is quarter three, but this is on a calendar basis, it's quarter one. So very good growth in all the different business segments. All right, very good job by Microsoft. Let's see if we can find a couple other news articles. All right, so this one mentions Microsoft flexes muscle in cloud, Office, and Windows as earnings jump. Microsoft needed a win. Its latest quarterly results and forecast are giving it one. So in this article, it mentions the company also reported capital expenditures, which was $21.4 billion, and that was about $1 billion less than analysts expected. So they were able to keep, a good control over their expenses. All right, that's good enough as far as that article there. And this will be the last news article we'll take a look at. Microsoft shares surge on strong quarterly cloud growth. Doing a call with analysts, Chief Financial Officer Amy Hood said Azure will grow as much as 35%. And that guidance also exceeded analyst estimates. Let's take a look at this chart here. So Microsoft Cloud growth stays strong in the face of turbulence. So this just again shows Azure growth over all the different quarters. So we can see it's in the mid 30% range. So very good. Microsoft's capital expenditures see first decline in years. So we can see each quarter that the company is increasing its capital expenditure, like more specifically for AI infrastructure. So that's good to see, but they were able to keep it below what analysts were expecting. So I like that as well. All right. I think that's good enough as far as news articles. So next we'll take a look at the chart for Microsoft stock. All right, so here we have the one-day chart for Microsoft stock. So again, the stock just today, it's up over $36, around 10%. So very, very good day for Microsoft stock. Over 5 days, let's see what things look like. So before the earnings report, the stock was around 390, 380. And then we have the earnings report come out and the stock jumps up to the 430s. It was at 434. It's cooled off a little bit. So very, very significant jump in the stock right after the earnings report. Over 1 month, the stock is up around 15%. So it was around 360, 370. And we can see now that it's again around 430 range. So when we had these dips in early April and then here later in April, looks like those were very good buying opportunities because the stock has recovered nicely since those lows. So that's good to see. Over 3 months, the stock is up only 3.91%. Year to date chart, 1 year chart. So this is not the best looking chart over 1 year. You want to see some nice consistent growth, but the stock was at around in the 460 range here, 470. So we'll see if the stock gets back to those levels in the near future. Over 3 years, the stock is up over 55%. So it was in the 270 range, 260 3 years ago. We can see all the growth that the stock has had since then. And again, now we're in the 430 range. So that's a very meaningful increase over a 3 year span. All right. So let's take a look at the 5 year chart. So over 5 years, the stock is up 147%. So in 2020, the stock was 170, 180 range, even 160. And now we're all the way up to $430. So in 5 years, it's gone up significantly. It had a meaningful decline in 2022. But if you were able to buy the stock at those levels, look at all this gain that you would have had. And it seems like every time the stock has gone down or had a dip, it's recovered nicely since then. So very good to see there. And let's take a look at the max. So you can see just how much the stock is up over all the decades. So even in the early 2000s, it was around $20, grown consistently over the years and decades. And specifically in the recent years and decades, it's gone up significantly. So we hope that that trend continues, and it should continue if they continue delivering these great results. All right, so that's good enough as far as the stock chart. So next, we're going to take a look at some price targets. All right, let's see if we can find some price targets for the stock that came out after this earnings report. All right, so again, the stock is at around $430 right now. All right, so here on the right, we see some price targets. So analyst recommendation is strong buy, and that's based on 60 analysts as of today. So out of those 60 analysts, 40 of them have a strong buy rating for the stock, 14 have a buy, and 6 have a hold, and nobody has a sell or a strong sell rating for the stock. So that's very good to see. So we see below that based on 51 analysts, the average 12-month price target for the stock is $500. And Again, the stock is at around $430 right now. So that would be another $70 increase from current levels. So that's definitely a very meaningful increase that is expected by analysts in the next 12 months. So that's very good to see. So let's see if we can find some more specific price targets from different analysts. All right, so here it says Microsoft analysts raise price targets after sizable Q3 beat, positive guidance, retail optimism abounds. So this is quarter three fiscal, but quarter one calendar year. So let's see what we got here. All right. Following the results, Wedbush's Daniel Ives upped his price target for Microsoft stock to $515 from $475. That's very good to see. All right, so just a note on here, it says, following the third quarter print, a bullish watcher said Microsoft was a $550 plus stock, trading at a discount. All right. So in this article, Microsoft stock, is Wall Street bullish or bearish? All right, so this article mentions that among 45 analysts covering the stock, the consensus rating is a strong buy, which is based on 37 strong buy, 4 moderate buy, and 4 hold ratings. So, so this chart right here has some good information here. So we can see here on the top left of this image right here that analysts target prices. The highest target is $600. The average target is $490. The low target is $430. And average analyst ratings for different time frames, we can see that it's consistently a strong buy. So that's very good to see. On May 1st, Piper Sandler Companies maintained an overweight rating on MSFT and raised its price target to 475, which indicates a 20% potential upside from current levels. All right. Let's take a look at this article. Microsoft target price uplifted by JP Morgan after strong quarter three fiscal quarter. So let's see what this says here. JP Morgan has increased its target price for Microsoft from 465 to 475 while maintaining an overweight rating on the stock. All right, so this chart shows Wall Street analyst forecasts. Microsoft 12-month price target 485.41. So, in this chart, the highest price target that's out there for the stock is 650. The average is 485, looks like. So very good information to see there as well. All right. I think that's good enough as far as the price targets. So next, we'll just kind of summarize everything, and I will give my opinion about Microsoft stock. All right, guys. So we took a look at Microsoft stock. So, number one, we took a look at some news articles, and we saw that for quarter one, 2025, Microsoft reported excellent results. They beat on the top line on revenue and on the bottom line on earnings, and they beat by a significant amount. And the company is having a lot of success with its AI investments and its cloud. Azure has had significant growth. So it looks like the company is doing very well. Um, and the stock reacted very significantly. It was up over 10%. So excellent quarter for Microsoft. Number two, we took a look at the chart for Microsoft stock. We saw the significant growth that the stock has had in the recent history, in the last day and few weeks, and then also from a long-term perspective, all the significant growth that the stock has had. It's not the prettiest looking growth chart. The stock does go up and down. You would want to see a little bit better of a looking growth chart, but nevertheless, the stock chart is still very impressive and should continue to grow going forward. And number three, we took a look at some price targets for the stock, and we saw that all the analysts have increased their price target for the stock. So it's around, let's say, $500, and the stock is at 430. So analysts are bullish on the stock, and they can think it's going to continue to grow in the next 12 months, pretty significantly. So very good stuff there. So just my personal opinion about Microsoft, the company, and the stock. Um, I'm definitely a big fan of Microsoft stock. I think it's going to continue to grow. Um, I definitely can see the stock hitting $500 in the near future, and then in the coming years go up even further, $500 to $600 range. So that'll be exciting to watch. And I think the company is just going to continue to deliver very good results. I think its cloud is just going to continue to grow. AI investments will, start to pay off, and that's just going to continue to grow. So I'm definitely bullish on the stock and think it will go up significantly. The stock chart is not the prettiest looking growth chart. The stock does go up and down, and it's kind of flat over different time frames. But I'm still definitely a fan of the stock and of the company. So we hope that they continue to deliver results. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to cover for today. So just again, if you found value in this video, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so that I can continue making these videos. And we'll leave it at that. And you guys go ahead and take care.